Pastor Dottin T&T, a sea of corruption, claims politicians protecting gang leaders, white-collar criminals, a message to Prime Minister Rowley. Seventh-day Adventist pastor Clive Dottin is claiming that assassins, gang leaders and corrupt multi-million-dollar businessmen are being protected by politicians in the country. Speaking at the T&T Scrap Iron Dealers Association, TT Sitta, Crime Talks and Hamper Drive at the Marabella basketball court along the old train line yesterday, Dottin said even with a state of emergency, the only way crime will be impacted is if white-collar criminals are also targeted. We cannot have parliamentarians fraternizing with gang leaders and crooks and demons. That has to stop. I call upon the political leaders of the two major political parties in the country. You cannot have people in your ranks who engage in activity that affirms gangs and drug dealing. That is wrong, Dottin said. You cannot fight crime and protect assassins. You cannot fight crime and take money at election time for campaign promotions, and that is what is hurting us. Dottin, 75, noted that whenever crime came up, people usually only refer to poor fellas, the blue-collar criminals. However, to make a difference in crime, he said, we must have a vision one day to be able to arrest the white-collar criminals. Those who bringing in the cocaine is not the poor boys on the train line bringing in the cocaine and those who bringing in the guns. Claiming that he asked two state security analysts about white-collar criminals, those bringing in AK-15S and cocaine, he said he was told they were untouchable. Saying the virus of corruption has spread to the Army and Coast Guard, he said, so we are surrounded by a sea of corruption, and I tell people anytime you see a corrupt police or soldier or Coast Guard man, you will discover that behind him is a lawyer, behind him is a businessman, and sometimes a politician. Commenting on the murder of State Prosecutor Randall Hector on December 31, 2024, he said, I am saying this without any fear of contradiction. The government did not provide any security for that guy, and he is a guy prosecuting gang leaders. Dottin said he had known Hector for 10 years as they belonged to the Caribbean Religious Liberty Association. You notice up to now, since he has died, not a government representative, they did not come to the funeral and has not said one word about him. Let me tell you why. We are protecting assassins in the country who have political and business connections, and that is why the state has not said one word about my church member, Randall Hector, who was prepared to die. He said Hector knew that by prosecuting gang leaders his life was at risk, but he accepted that because he felt that God had called him to make a difference in this society. Also speaking at the function, Inspector Mark Mohammed of the Marabella police station lamented that society was lacking love. Assuring residents that the police were not against them, he said the police want to work with law-abiding citizens, but criminals need to be wary. We are coming for you, Mohammed said. Pledging to continue visiting and supporting people in various communities, TT SIDA President Alan Ferguson again appealed for support from the government and business community.